One, two, three, go! Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is episode 27 of the Trugg Walg series where we take a deep dive into the TFATcase subreddit and see what the heck we're doing here. So, first things first, I hope you all are enjoying your summer. And yep, my hair is red, just like I promised you it would be. And honestly, it turned out so much better than I ever would have thought. I legit feel like a completely different person, and I'm giving off that that punk rock sort of vibe, which I think is really cool. I mean, makes sense, right? I always tell my mom, I'm like, I do the music, and she's like, but do you though? And I'm like, yes, I do. Okay, there is something I really want to address. I'll do it a little bit later for reasons, but I need to address the latest Wings of Redemption drama. It is crazy, and for him, things are getting a bit too spicy for the pepper. I love it. I love it. I am so toxic. Okay. So, a lot has been going on in this world, and it's just a reminder to everyone to really be safe. The world is indeed a dangerous place with a bunch of crazy people, but it's up to us to be that example that we want to see, you know? I think it's super attractive, like when girls are, like, sweet and innocent. I know it's sort of cringe, but that's just who I am, because you want to be the change you want to see in the world. I forgot who said that. It's probably some like president or something. But I guess without further ado, we could just start looking at this subreddit. Okay, this is where I get all my news from, is the TFATcase sub. Okay. So Dazzling Rabbit, hashtag Throwback Thursday or something, Tuesday, to Prime. Untouchable Bappa hating on all the black panel for UFC tonight, saying we get it 5 times in 11 seconds. Old Brendan rants are glorious. You know, it is, I was actually thinking, why do people like such as Brendan, Schaub, and Wings, why do they need to act as though they're super smart? Like, I know I'm not, but I'm never gonna try like fronting it to all of you like, oh, I'm just some intellectual. Like, no, I don't care, and there's no reason for it. I think anyone who tries acting like they're really smart usually isn't, and it's the same for oh, then those who don't act like they're smart are usually the smart ones. There was this fest going on over the weekend in my town, and I went like almost every single day. I am exhausted. Seriously, I was partying up a storm this weekend. I was definitely on my worst behavior, not being so sweet and innocent. Okay. So let's see what Brendan has to say.
Sometimes you look at UFC tonight and like, all right, is that the best panel possible, or are you just trying to check off the boxes? We get it, UFC tonight, Fox. You're not racist. We get it. You have an all-black panel. We get it. Whoa, we get it. Whoa, we get it. We get it, man.
He like legit interrupted himself. He's like, we get it. We get. Whoa, we get it. He loves interrupting so much. He does it to himself. That is so funny. Yeah, someone accused me once of loving the sound of my own voice, which I don't think is really true. But Brendan, he must really, you know, love the sound of his voice. I don't know if it's all like the addies he's on and everything, but definitely looking better here than he is in 2024. He's looking so bad. I was watching my last video, like episode 27, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I'm coming off as such a big hater right now. Like, I guess Brendan did get me a little triggered, so I'm sorry about that, everyone. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Amphetamine Bappa, don't count the times Bappa touches Francis. Francis Ngannou. Okay.
Exactly. Mike, you know,
like, I know
he used
exactly
to work in Sandwich.
what I'm.
Wait, it just.
Yeah, my energy to be.
Because I don't think you were ready.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
Like,
because is it fair to say, like,
come on?
But then that's what he did. That's why, right? He landed a decent shot.
His hand like this.
Like Rosenstruck. Like the Rosenstruck. Like it's just because when you're ranked number one, it's just it's different when you're champ. Francis, how do you feel? Vegas odds came out. I'm sure you don't pay attention to this, but they have John as for the first time in his career as an underdog. They have you as the favorite. Which it might create. That's a little surprising. I figured it'd be like maybe even money, or maybe you know, but it's like I think they have you as like a.
Listen, fighting.
We have to do that
after John. After John Francis. After John. Dude, you knock John out, we're going Sizzler.
Exactly.
Like, you know, he
like,
used to,
I know
Oh,
exactly.
why does he,
what
like, you know, why was he touching him so much? We're going Sizzler. Dude, what does that mean? He just has that, unfounded confidence for some reason, and I don't think I'll ever understand why. It's really, he just really wants to lean into the whole, like, political, like, intellectual scene, but Brennan, you're not even close. I really am trying to understand lately why he is leaning into like the right-wing grift, but I don't think it's that deep. I just think he's trying to copy his hero Joseph Rogan, and I still don't even know why he likes Rogan so much. Probably just because of he's successful, and if you have money, then you're a somebody. If you don't, then you're a nobody. I sort of think that's what the deal is. So yeah. Oh yeah, and this gameplay is the Lego Skywalker saga. I really wanted to love this game, and I played every campaign and beat it, but the fact that there was no customization, that's like my number one thing in video games is customization. Shoot, I was spending like 80% of the time just customizing instead of even playing. I just love like really in-depth customization. But this game didn't let you create your own character. And I was gonna have this whole series of like where I made custom characters, and it was gonna be really cool. But I guess it was for like the DLC reasons, you know, money, greed. The root of all evil. Okay. Getting less than 50k is starting to become a trend now. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of these thumbnails. They're alright, but, I don't know, sort of cringe. Our mind cringe, yeah, but, you know, it is funny that I did hear Brian said that he's aware that the podcast isn't as popular, but why is it not popular? Is it not popular because we've just same old, or because you're not a draw? You going after Bobby Lee was probably the stupidest thing you've ever done. And now that I even think about it, when Brian was trying to defend, when Brian was trying to defend like Schaub, really, Brendan should have like said, like, hey, you know what, B, I'll take the blame. I gotta do this myself. But for some reason, a former UFC fighter can't even like defend himself in some little like online Twitter beef. It's so crazy that he's like, this hurts my feelings. It doesn't bother me, man. Well, I was thinking, okay, so which one's true? Because they both can't be true. And I think the truth is, anyone who says, like, for the most part, Everyone besides me. Everyone who says, oh, I'm not affected by mean comments, usually is. Plus, like, you could tell by the way he was acting that the mean comments really do get to him. Which is funny, but I think it's because you have to have that ego. When you're a narcissist, you view yourself as the hero, but when you don't have like some big ego, you take it all in strides, because like I always say, nothing's ever that big of a deal. Okay, now for what I want to talk about. So, as you all know, it's the biggest news on the internet that just happened like this morning. Wings of Redemption's search history was leaked. And it turns out, when he thinks no one's looking, he'll put on some trans XXX porn. There we go. Trying to get around it. There we go. So, it was like BBC, which I think I know what that means, but I'm not entirely sure. And it was like, trans blowjob. So that's interesting. And here's my statement. As you all know, I'm super big into like the LGBTQ IA plus scene, because I think they all deserve to be treated with respect. I don't think being hateful towards anyone is cool. So, I think it is so uncunning. Because, quite frankly, I don't care that he was watching, like, trans stuff. I just don't care. Because we all know trans girls are just normal girls. So, I don't really see the controversy. But when I started digging deeper and started recalling my own memories, anytime Wings has said any hateful remarks about trans people, I would always call him out on it, like in his chat. So there have been multiple situations when Wings has made fun of trans people. So to see that he's watching this stuff, I just think is so funny. If what I always say about locals, like having all these similar traits, is one thing that I always stress. It's deflection or projection, whichever one's right. Just how a bunch of conservatives, for the most part, they'll always like hate on like the LGBTQ community, but deep down they always have skeletons in their closet. So we all knew Wings projects about everything. Oh, you're an incel neckbeard. But and it was so obvious. Like, wait, Wings, are you just talking about yourself? You're obviously projecting right now, or deflecting, whatever. And I always said, if you think they're caught projecting about everything, but the one thing they're not is their own sexuality, you're just deceiving yourself. And lo and behold, Wings is into trans girls. No surprise. Trans girls are really hot. But I think for him always making fun of them, oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. That, like, I don't want to say that's like embarrassing. Well, anyone's like search history getting leaked is gonna be embarrassing, which, well, I mean, only if it's embarrassing. But I just think it's sort of funny. And he probably feels embarrassed because, you know, people are really hateful towards trans people. That's not cool. It's not right. And anyone who watches that stuff that's fine. Who cares? Like, people are into all sorts of things, you know? I think in 2024, no one really cares what you're into, unless it's obviously minors. But I guess unless you're Brendan, then you really don't care, right? But I know I would bet Wings is probably embarrassed and he still hasn't showed up online yet. He is going to get roasted. Deservedly so. And quite frankly, I need to see this. I will probably be in his streams when it happens. Okay, the Schaub Chronicles 300 pages part 7. Oh, I love these. They're always, oh, because I was saying, why are they always a second under 15 minutes? But it's probably like Reddit's length or something. One thing I'll just say, this is like the end of it. Wings and Brendan Schaub project about everything. And we always hear Brendan and Brian talk about like either like gay people, trans people, and anything. You think Schaub doesn't deflect about any of this? Of course. And plus, like, hey, you could be straight and be a fashionista. It's not too likely, but it's certainly possible. And there's nothing wrong with it one way or another. But you look at Schaub back in the E-days, back when he was all into fashion, and it was obvious he was at least bi. I calls them like I sees them. You know, it's obvious. To me, it was completely obvious that he was bi. And he probably is.
Five, four, three, two, and a 1.
Welcome to your favorite Christian podcast, Tiger Belly. We're about family values. We're about children. We love the children. We have a guest on today that is somebody that I, number one, have to say that I always liked you. I always thought you were funny. I've always had empathy towards you because of some of the shit that you have to deal with on Reddit. I too have a lot of weird things that are on Reddit that I don't read, you know what I mean, because it hurts me. But, I've always only said positive things about you to people, and the people that you do your podcast with. I mean, Theo and I are very good friends, and let's give Brendan Schaub, give him a round of applause.
I'm here to convert you guys to Scientology. That's what I'm here. The number one religion.
Like, I know Schaub always does like stupid stuff, but like right there when he like give him a round of applause, he was like, "Yep, I'm the man." He has such an ego. It's just crazy to me.
We watched that documentary years ago.
Insane.
Yeah.
So I just want to open up
Most
with
awkward podcast.
this is really
I've done 10,000.
Okay.
Let me start with this.
Okay, go ahead.
I love both you guys. Both you guys, and you have always been nice to me, and that goes so far with me. Because when I came into comedy, I was a tough sell, man. Still am.
Yeah.
So the people that were nice to me, I never forget. I never ever forget, ever.
And you know what?
Like, okay.
I believe you. I believe you. Which makes it this a little bit difficult for me because of what because we're just gonna lay it out there. What happened a week and a half ago. And I just want to kind of slowly get into it. You know what I mean? And because I just want to talk about the truth and about and getting to the root of whatever this problem is. Okay,
the only reason I'm here is to get to that and for us to move on.
Okay.
It's literally the only reason I'm here.
All right. So let's start with I'm in Oklahoma.
I guess I sort of get what he means, but at the same time, like, shouldn't you be there to like see the people you love?
Oklahoma. I'm at dinner, and you text me that there's a journalist doing an article about me.
No, not just you. Keep going.
Yeah, there's a journalist that's doing an article about. Well, on the text I just read it, you said it was about me. Maybe, you implied something else, but that's what I read. And then I texted you. What?
The exact words for a journalist contacted me. Not good for you.
Not good for you. Yeah. All right. And which got me spinning a little bit, and I
For sure.
texted you what, and you said you can't do it through text. Then before we talked on the phone, I had a conversation with a cohort of mine. I don't want to throw his name in there, but and you had texted him the same thing, which he found a little weird. So anyway, I called, or you called, I forget how that happened, and all of a sudden I was in a three-way call with you and somebody that you are associated with. I'm not gonna say his name, and
You can though. He
I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Can I?
You can.
You
I
want-
mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah, it was Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Brian did, before you go on, I don't want to interrupt you. Brian did say on Firing the Kid how he royally messed up with that engagement with you. Royally messed up.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, but I found it to be extremely traumatic in the sense that if it was somebody that I didn't know, that'd be one thing. But Brian and I have had a very long relationship.
30 years? maybe?
Yeah, a long time. I've been to his house for Super Bowl parties. We were on the same show together, not at the same time, but he's a Mad TV alumni as
He
well
just looked
as
at him
I
and was like,
am.
wait, did you say Super
And
Bowl?
him and I have
They
been
meant
really
Super
kindred
Bowl.
spirits.
Yeah. Comedy store guys.
Comedy store guys, and so when you guys called, it was you and Brian, and you said that that you guys, my career was going to be over, that you guys have evidence, you know what I mean, that I'm some Reddit mastermind, that you have files and proof that you can trace, me from Reddit back to my house, the URL,
It's so crazy because I know Brennan was like, I just wanted to stop, man. I don't want to go through the court. I just wanted to stop. Dude, you were low-key fuming. You were so angry that we make fun of you on here. And I get it. Is it nice? Probably not. But you're not a nice person. Who am I to pass judgment on anyone? But like I always say, I'm just reacting to a subreddit. I'm just watching the content you put out. And Brendan, you need to come to terms with the fact that you're just not likable. That's not who you are. You're kind of a jerk. For being in a business of likability, you sort of failed big time.
IP address.
The IP address, and that I have been for 5 or 6 years have been coyly and mischiefully contributing to threads that were
Not contributing.
What?
Didn't you say it was, well, from what you had said, that we were responsible.
Right? And that that you were going to expose me to Rogan and all these people, and that I should get a lawyer, and that this is what you told me. And also, just mind you, it was at a level 10 of rage. It wasn't like a soft-spoken, like,
Very aggressive.
Yeah, it was extreme, threats. And then you called Kalila things I don't even want to mention.
I did not.
I know you didn't.
And I haven't heard what you guys said. I don't talk like that. I would never call Kalila that. That's
Right.
not in my
Brendan,
verbiage.
you called me that on the phone call we had.
I did not call you that.
Brent, you
I did not.
No, but you don't know what they said, so you can't.
The stuff that I got was pretty on par to just about
What
you could tell somebody.
Brian apologized. What Brian said on there, and even I told him that was a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But what I found to be
Oh, so they were probably both on the calls, and like you really couldn't tell who's yelling. That is so I don't understand why they were so mad, just because the subreddit turned on. they got that mad over something so stupid. That's so weird.
The heartbreaking was going into a character assassination where you were saying, not you in particular, I don't even remember what, because I was I was so trembling almost, calling me a coward, weak, spineless. And my only defense to that is that I just have my own way of dealing with the world, you know what I mean? Because I grew up in such a traumatic childhood. I try to be passive, and I try to not, I'm afraid of confrontation, as everyone knows, in terms of my character. And, I said to Brian days after that assault, that, I no longer want to be his friend.
Mm-hmm. And did you guys speak on the phone, or
yeah,
was
we
it just
did.
text?
Yeah,
and he apologized. He said,
yeah, he did apologize, but yeah,
he doesn't expect you to be his friend.
yeah, it's not. It's done.
Yes.
But that being said, also I will never say anything bad about him.
If somehow that phone call was leaked, that would honestly blow up on the internet. That would be crazy. I would love to hear, because if Bobby's saying it was like at a 10, then I can't even imagine, because Brendan is in the business of likability, and to slander his name, that's a big deal. Like, if you're a narcissist, if you're trying to be all team nice guy, so I could see why that would make him mad. But you would honestly really think he would do some reflection and say, are these allegations against me true? But no, he just thought, oh no, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a nice guy, man. Hand on my heart. Like, dude, shut up.
I think that he is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. I really do.
And can I give some context to that call?
Yeah, please.
And we definitely, I'll admit straight up, we definitely didn't handle that the way two adults should have handled that.
Mm-hmm.
The context behind that is,
oh dang, double C clamps.
I never talk about this stuff ever. Our podcast's usually fun. We don't talk about the negative stuff that I deal with. Brian wasn't aware of the negativity that I deal with. Everybody gets stuff on Reddit. Everybody in this room, I don't know if you guys do. You guys do for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kalila does.
We all do.
Being a woman in this space. So there's a difference between hate and then straight evil, toxic, criminal behavior. And for 6 years, I've dealt with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to criticize my comedy, the podcast, so be it. That's the internet. That's what we sign up for. But when it crosses over into harassment of my family, death threats.
No, we leave your family alone, especially your kids. But your wife is a public figure and she wants the attention. But no, don't say we're sending you death threats. That's not true. At least, granted, I can't say with certainty, and death threats aren't cool. But he's lied about so much. Why should we believe him?
Sponsors, companies that I work with, my business.
The sponsors might be true.
That's where it gets dicey.
The sponsors are true.
And it would have to get so dicey to the point where my team gets notified on this. Because I'm not on social media. And or sure as hell not on Reddit or any of these forums. And the reason I'm not on there, it's not because I think I'm better than social media. I don't need it. Of course I need it. I'm a comic. I'm not on it because it hurts my feelings. Because I can't handle that stuff. I don't do well with it. It was so toxic, I got out.
You're entrusting a team to report back to you. And when you hear from that team, you're receiving it as gospel. This must be accurate information that I'm receiving from
these guys. Yes. So this is how we get here. Good question. Yeah. So this is how we get here. So hate, I understand. There's a lot to hate on.
I guess the reason he started with "it doesn't bother me" was because he's trying to be like Mr. Tough Guy. So when he seen that didn't work, he'd say, "Oh, this hurts my feelings. Maybe they'll all have sympathy for me. Maybe this is what they want to hear." No, we want you to change. We want you to be better, do better. but for some reason you refuse to. I don't get that. You're like, there's a lot to hate on. Well, why don't you change then? I don't
Again,
get.
when it crosses over into criminal and this other stuff, and they get notified, because a member of that group is abusing a 6-year-old child with autism, and then the Reddit moderator gets affected, and they start talking. So then they look into it, and that's how we get here. And they look into it, and they go, "Hey, let you know, one of the 6 accounts that has done most of the posting is associated with Tiger Belly."
Associated.
Now, with all the toxic hate, everything that I get, this awful stuff, I expect that from people I don't know. When I found out it was somebody that I know, but and that's where the aggressiveness came from.
But is it true?
That's why I'm here.
I think this is not helpful because this happened a week and a half ago when in fact this drama, if we're going to talk about context, started in January. And I think while I really appreciate you being here, I truly believe you're a guy who cares for his family. I do believe you feel you're on the back foot here. And you know, you feel like your livelihood is under attack. I understand.
He looks mad.
The hurt all around that.
Appreciate it.
But there is a lot more context to what you guys are talking about, which is that phone call that happened a week and a half ago. And if it's okay with you, because I don't want there to be any confusion moving forward, I'd like to start from the very beginning and just get to the God honest truth. Because if we don't do this in a systematic way of when it started and how did we end up here?
The start with when I was notified of the Reddit group. No. Where do you want to start?
Oh, no,
to start with the Trash Tuesday podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean
but here's where it gets conflicted is those are almost 2 separate things.
It certainly didn't feel that way.
And I understand that, and I respect it. We can talk about this so we get to the end of it. When it goes to the Reddit group, that's where that call came from. And then this stuff that we're talking about with Trash Tuesday, and if I had a time machine and I could go back, I would have called. The reason we're here is because I didn't handle this well. And I'll say this right now, and I'll get back to that Trash Tuesday stuff. Let's say, and I'm not saying this in any facet, I truly believe neither of you have anything to do with this Reddit group. Maybe someone on your team had, or
no.
Hold on, I'm just telling from my perspective.
Okay.
And you can't too.
Because my team is here, and
that's fine.
This is everybody in there.
This is my family.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to me saying you're not responsible, but your team is, you're coming for my family.
You know, I'm starting to think I need a team, but who wants to be part of my team?
Family. I've been with these guys for 8 years.
I'm with you, Clyde. I'm with you, and I would love for you guys to explain it, and that is why I'm here. And that is why I'm here.
Okay, but
and that's why I'm here. So, you know, go ahead.
Okay, so let's you have your own timeline in your head of how this went down, and I have my own timeline. And while I want to believe those 2 things are separate, the timing is very suspicious to me.
But it's I also can I just interject real quick? All right. They're not separate to me because you know, during the conversation, right, when you guys called me, you and Brian, right, the Trash Tuesday thing did come up in that. Because
why did it come? You and I talked about that stuff before all this, though, Bobby.
I don't want to get into the weeds. Can I just present a timeline? So I don't want there to be confusion. If we're really here to talk about the truth, I'd like the opportunity to just start from the beginning.
Please do.
Thinking of someone.
Oh, I love that. This is Schaub still believes someone at Tiger Belly has something to do with the Reddit group. He did not want to talk about like the cheating allegations. Oh, all he wanted to talk. I think all he really wanted to know was who started the Reddit group and why am I being made fun of. He really doesn't care. He doesn't care that he just yelled at Bobby. He just cares that he's being made fun of. So obvious. Your tells are so obvious. It's a dead giveaway, B. Big ups to you. That was really good. Dummy retweets a fake profile pretending to be the daughter of the rally's bystander who was R.I.P. Oh, well, I guess I don't have an ex, so I don't like know how it works. But of course, Schaub had to be all over that. Like, it's so weird.
Guys, we're all wrapped up with the giveaway truck, but I'm here.
It was all XJ's idea, Your Honor, XJ.
Brennan,
Let's see.
he's gonna kind of explain the whole, everything in the background, how you can win this truck and his company right now.
This stems from my love of just the chasing the build of vehicles. So with my own, whether it's my Ford Lightning, the TRX, the Demon 170, all my own cars, I love to mess with them. And then eventually you can only mess with them so much. So it was actually my brother's idea. He's like, why don't you just build trucks? Like, you have all this access to these great companies and to dope vehicles. Why don't you build them and then give them away? So, because you love the build. Because I do. I get sad when I'm done with the build. So that's how Drive Fast All Gas started. So this is the first one, man. First one. You know, it's wild, dude. Yeah. So it's just a lot. Like I said, it's one-on-one. It'd be tough to find this on the streets.
How much you got into this thing?
Oh, off camera.
For the accounting.
For the
government.
No bullshit, man. I wouldn't change a thing about that. And that means, like, for me, I think you got great taste. And I think whoever's gonna win this.
My guess is you'll never hear from him again.
Yeah, like, I don't get, like, how are they gonna ship it, like, to anywhere in the world? I would almost hope that someone who isn't American wins. That way Schaub has to, like, ship it, like, overseas or something. But no, it'll probably be like, oh, you must, like, reside in America sort of situation. Yeah, I smell something very fishy.
He's not used to this slow velocity. He usually plays like AAA, so this is like, it's actually harder for him to hit than it normally would be. See, that's a triple if he's playing in his actual league, but he's playing down here. But he just wanted to help out the team today, and the coach called me up, so I said we can get him out here, but he's got a 5 a.m. practice tomorrow morning, so we can't be out here too long. Vanderbilt coach just emailed us last week. Apparently, I guess he saw something on Instagram that he was swinging. Literally just cage work, but he could tell it was a 90-mile-an-hour exit velo. See, he almost called that a strike. Can you believe this? How's that for a kid's confidence? Like, this kid knows that he's going to the show, and then we've got guys like this who are doing him dirty. Did you know they're trying to change the rules so that you can get recruited earlier just because they saw his reels? And they knew. They were like, this kid, he's only 14, and they want him signed into the U16 team. It's crazy. Well, I'm not saying it's because I'm his dad, but, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Alright, that was a little confusing. Like, am I supposed to like him? Am I not supposed to like him? I don't get that. That's pretty funny though. Okay. Turn around, bright eyes. So umpires are human. This is not pro baseball. Okay, so yeah, I don't get it. Whatever. Make this fun. What will our kids look back and her social media and say? One day my children will look back and say, my mom was always there. My mom always made it happen. My mom never missed an event or celebration. My mom always made sure I had what I needed. And my mom was my biggest supporter. Yeah, if I, like, if I knew that my mom had all these weird pictures online, I would be sort of weirded out, to be honest. But the thing is, I do OnlyFans. I post my sexy pictures, and they're really hot and sexy. So, will my future kids, if I ever have any, will they, like, what will they say? To be honest, I don't think I'm ever gonna have kids. I mean, you know, you never say never, but, like, I don't know. So that's my own problem to deal with. Slow Joe wants to be Kim K so badly. Yeah, she really does. That is really cringe for sure. Like, just be your own person. Though, who am I to talk, because I love Gwen Stefani, but I mean, I really don't look like her. my hair is red, though it was platinum blonde at one point. So I get it. You know, we all want to look like our role models, but it's, you know, it is what it is. All right. The fans really came out for this post. The second day of jet lag to Australia was insane, LOL. As part of the Adelaide show, we know. Oh, because there's only 24 hearts and 5 comments. Yeah, Chris is such a weird dude. I don't, like, really know much about the allegations, but he certainly looks the part. I'll say that much. He just looks super creepy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really, yeah, I'll leave it there.
Theo, for my birthday, gave me one of his shirts. Gave me one of his shirts that we use the same merch company, so they basically just gave it to me from them. And they wrote me a card, and the grammar was some of the worst I've ever seen. It was actually frustrating, the grammar.
What's so bad with the grammar?
It said, "Happy birthday."
They wrote
Yeah. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great your. He put your twice. Hope you have a great your birthday.
Maybe he has Tourette's.
He was homeschooled.
Yeah, that he was so obviously making that up. He is not fast on his feet. And to be a comedian, that's literally what you need to do. I don't know how he ever even became a comedian. All Joe Rogan did was say you're funny and then gave him all these connections. And I honestly think Brennan Schaub ruined his reputation. Well, maybe not too much, but like for those of us who know, Joe Rogan does almost all an explanation of why he unleashed Brennan Schaub on all of us. Okay. I do like Rick Glassman. He's funny. Okay.
I wanna have
skip past that. I'm really doing songs. Never miss an OP. This truck probably isn't for you if you think the assassination attempt on Trump was fake. You think electric cars are actually good for the environment. I was driving around in an electric car over the weekend and it was really fast. I will never understand his hatred of electric cars, other just if it's only just because he doesn't like Elon. But you would actually think that he would like Elon because Elon's like into that whole right-wing thing now. But I think because it's a typical conservative talking point to hate electric, that he just kind of goes along to get along sort of thing. And he just, I don't think he even understands why. He's just, since he's a car dude now, I just think he's sort of just leaning into it without really fully buying it, which actually is like the definition of a grifter. And, you know, that whole thing that happened over the weekend was super scary. I don't really have much to say on it. It just, but I do know the Secret Service, they really like fumbled the bag almost to points of like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like something weird was going on. If not, they were just like, because, you know, at the end of the day, they're just human, you know? Like, they're not superhuman. So, like, maybe you're kind of just, like, chilling, like, taking things easy, but then, I really don't know. It's super weird. Like, of course it has to be almost like a conspiracy. Is it just me? Or why is the truck missing its grill? It looks like it's missing it. This really doesn't look good. If I won this, I would for sure sell it. For sure. A dullness. Whoa, he's looking pretty rough. I cannot believe he's like, I never ate on air. I don't use straws. Dude, you know, Brennan, it's one thing to say that you've changed, like you no longer do something, but you always try rewriting history. That like you never done it. granted, do I think that you remember? Well, probably not. But it's still very, very strange. Whoa, this looks... Now this does look atrocious. And he honestly looks better here than he does now. He looks like an aging AIDS patient. It's almost sad. Oh. This looks very scary. Whoa. Yeah, let's just go past
Fuck,
this.
man, you ain't shit in comedy if you ain't at the UFC.
I can't attend UFC events, and I love the UFC.
But you don't want to go anywhere.
I would go. It hurts my feelings.
All right.
Good seats?
Sitting, well, I don't know, we're right behind Joe Rogan and Michael Bisping.
The best seats are not there, but you want to be kind of in the first, like, not first row, but we're just above, so your eyesight.
Yeah, no.
Several months later.
So you didn't have Rogan's tickets?
No. So he got me on the floor right behind the fighters.
Those are good seats, Bubba.
They were.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, those aren't good seats, Bubba. Dude, if you're on ground level, the seats are probably pretty decent. But of course, like, you just have to hate. You can't just be like, yeah, like, I'm actually really happy for you. That's cool, because you're jealous. But I really, like, don't understand why he's always like, it hurts my feelings. Like, that, it just sounds so pathetic. I seriously don't understand that. And guess who else says it hurts their feelings? Wings. I get, you know, if you're a guy and you're into your feelings, for sure, do you. But I think it's cringe when you're an ex-UFC fighter, you try playing tough, then you're like, oh, it hurts my feelings. Like, dude, no, pick a lane. Either, like, you're like a sensitive dude, like Bobby Lee, or you're not. But you keep trying to flip-flop. You keep trying to rewrite history. Oh, you don't want to go. I would go. It hurts my feelings. Are you trying to petition to Dana? I think you might be. Or you want Rogan to hear? Yeah, something's up. Yeah, something's up. Baba trying to get Jake Paul to notice him during presidential assassination attempt. Yeah, I seen this, and people were like, oh, this is just who I want to get my news from, is Jake Paul. Yeah, Brennan, why are you reposting it? Like, it honestly is pathetic that you try, like, sucking up to Jake Paul because you want to be cool with him. Anyone who's a grifter, Brennan just, like, is so attracted to. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay.
There's a suction cup on its head. So the top of its head is a suction cup.
Look at that.
And I was sexually assaulted in Florida. I had been eating a bacon sandwich and spilled some on my lap and went swimming, and that thing sucked me for about an hour and a half.
Look at the top of its head.
Well, someone's not paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
Well, I had a sexual assault and you glazed right over it.
I didn't believe you.
Well, it's true.
It lasted too long.
I can show you the suck mark.
For like 30 seconds, I said, oh my God, that thing clung.
Rogan, I know you have like a new special on Netflix, but I haven't seen it and I never will. And it's like, why do you think you're so funny? Granted, like, you're the most successful person in podcasting, so maybe that's why. But no, I'm not buying it at all. And, well, quite frankly, I didn't even get like what the bit was. Like, I just didn't know. Yeah, Rogan's all about that whole, like, it's so infuriating. Bubba, is that you? Found this on the Seinfeld subreddit. Please don't urinate in our sink. Yeah, that's so sick. I don't know why he does that. Let's see. Violence, ER redacted. By Joanna Zanella Schaub. Interesting name. Okay, I'll say that. Disgusted with this type of violence. I mean, you would think autocorrect would fix that. It's actually kind of weird that she's like she's leaning into that whole like right-wing grift. That's weird. Yeah. Uh-oh. Let's see the view spoiler. Oh, so BGL is going is doing stuff with JYM supplements, which from my understanding are really high quality supplements. I really hope he didn't like start using lower quality stuff, because I do know his stuff's actually pretty decent. But just like everything, everyone is cutting costs and everything. Making stuff cheaper.
This might be a hot take and we have to edit this, let me know. But like back in the day when a president, like if Trump was in the 60s, like JFK was, they figured out a way to get rid of him, right? JFK, see ya, dude. We're out of here. You go against Cuba and the missile crash, you're out of Bay of Pigs, you're out of here. I can't believe with Trump, as much as there's never been a more hated candidate, there's never been a more hated president from the Democrats than Trump. How there hasn't been some sort of
we know of.
Bro. Easy.
You know what I'm saying though?
No, it's.
I'm gonna say the word that rhymes with passionation.
No, I.
Called it! Called it! Called it!
Coffin.
Brendan needs a handler.
That is the ugliest face.
Do I?
Dude. That is so crazy. Brennan, you look at you, Brennan. You look dead behind the eyes. You 100% need a handler. Oh, that's crazy. Like, yeah, I wonder why the CIA didn't like try doing this that rhymes with passionation. Really, dude. And even whoever that lady was, I forgot her name. Even she was like, "What are we doing here? How?" Look at Brennan's like stupid little face. I am so mean. Add steals content to the list. I definitely don't get this.
There's a school of thought that says,
tell me it's
the
distracting.
school of thought says my body is going to be distracting because I look muscular.
Oh, that was like that crazy face. They all look so much younger. That's so crazy. Yeah, at least Mitchie Slick, at least we're on the same page. I don't know if I could get over the fact that like he just like, oh, I never use straws, when like, dude, that's the one thing you're known for. In your bio, you literally have big gulps. It's one thing if you like energy drinks a bunch, because I do, but to say big gulps are your thing, tell me you have no passions or hobbies without saying you have no passions or hobbies. The size of a cup is like what defines you as a person. The size of a cup is what defines you as a person. Now, I don't even know if that's like pathetic or if it's just sad. Okay. RIP to one of Bappa's earliest celebrity encounters. Oh, if I'm recalling correctly, this is who Brennan said pulled up to him when he was walking down like Hollywood in booty shorts. So weird. Raffles and lotteries are illegal in California. Switching the prize at the end of a raffle is highly illegal. In California, however, raffles and lotteries are illegal. Oh, because it needs to be free. Yeah, okay. So if it's... Well, I would say, so is someone going to report him? But I'm pretty sure someone already has. Like, Brennan, you have to realize that you just seriously are not liked at all. You've done all this to yourself. Yeah. 225 by 42 body. Because he said he did like 225, 42. He just cannot stop lying. Yeah, Brennan, you honestly... How could you just never be in good shape? Even that pose of like, oh, I'm the man. It shows that you have a huge ego. And that girl, her face says it all. But so does Rogan. He is very cute. Oh, that is so funny. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this girl, she's not buying whatever Bappa is selling. I don't know how he looks so chubby. He really does. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Okay, everyone. So we will end things right here. That's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please consider liking and subscribing. That stuff means the world to me. I swear, I look so exhausted. All this partying. Everyone, don't go on some like party spree like me. If you want to support me on Patreon or OnlyFans for exclusive content, early releases, that would be really cool, and honestly, I would really appreciate it. Remember, you are loved and appreciated. I'll catch you all in the next one. But until then, high stakes games, signing out. See you, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day.